Yo, what's up, people? My name is Myss Boy, Mr. Infinity. Keep watching Crystal Beauty Show. One love.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Crystal Beauty Show. Today with me I have an amazing, a wonderful, beautiful woman. She's an actress, she's a nurse, she's an entrepreneur, she has her own magazine. Is there something she doesn't know how to do? So join me in welcoming Miss Wara Frankie. Or is it Myss Pee? I'm confused, and I'm sure our viewers are confused too. Which one is it?
Well, that depends on my mood. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what mood are we in today?
We're in Myss Pee mood. Let's go with Myss Pee.
You guys got it. Today we're talking about Myss Pee.
That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful. So tell us, how do you juggle all of these things that you do? Being a nurse, being an actress, you model too, which I did not mention that. You model and you have your own magazine. How do you put all of this together? How do you do it?
It beats my imagination, but well, let me use this cliche, and idle mind is the devil's workshop. So I don't give the devil room, I keep busy. Of course, I would wish I have more than 24 hours a day, but you prioritize, and where you really want to do something, you will. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Very true. All right, Myss Pee, I have a very big problem. Okay.
Hope I can solve it.
I hope so. I really do. So I have talked to a lot of African entertainers, musicians, actors, directors, producers, and none of them seem to want to give me the truth
About
the industry. They start talking about politics, and they want to be politically correct, and they don't want to step on toes, so they keep their actual feelings to themselves.
That's necessary to keep a job.
Yeah, well, I'm actually hoping that you will be honest with me. Our viewers need to know the truth.
You're actually hoping I lose my job.
No, you're not going to lose your job. No.
Well, to the best of my ability, I will be honest and direct. Ask the questions. Let's see how well it goes.
So, first question.
Okay.
What do you think about the African movie industry?
Well, I think the African movie industry it's doing good. It's thriving. It is growing. There is plenty of room for growth and improvement. There's a lot of untapped resources that the industry has, and sometimes it gets redundant, but it's a work in progress.
Okay. You talk about improvement. What aspects do you think we need to improve on?
We need to improve on storyline. We need to improve on quality, picture quality, sound quality, performance quality, and also because sometimes people get in just because they happen to know somebody, but they don't merit what they get into. I know everybody loves to perform, but if you want to portray a good image, you should procure proper material. By material, I mean people who are worth their salt. And I'm not painting with a broad brush. We have excellent talent, but I'm saying where there's improvement is the need of quality in every phase of the movie industry.
So, talking about talent, you mentioned that some people just get into it because they know other people, not necessarily because they are talented.
Right.
Now, on that note, we have all these award shows that keep pop. Some of them pop up and disappear. Some of them pop up and stay. And do you think that what is the purpose of these awards? What do you think? Do you think they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Everybody likes recognition, and it would suck to work hard or believe you've worked hard and get ignored. So the award shows there's a purpose for the award shows. Sometimes it gets sidetracked, but for people to get recognition for the job well done, there's nothing wrong with that. Kids would like even a candy or cookie for something. It's motivation, and that's the only way people get known. Nobody would ever be known if they're never called or recognized for anything. So yes, it's good. But when it creeps up everywhere for any purpose and you don't see substance, that's where I have a little problem. But I'm just one person, so.
Well, we're here to get your opinion.
No, that my opinion is.
Have you had to have sex to be in a movie?
Sex?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you mean, have I played a role in which I had sex in a movie?
Come on, Myss Pee, you know what I'm talking about. Have you slept with a producer or a director in order to be in a movie?
Okay. I hear it's done, but no. I've not been that unfortunate to do that. I've had to act based on merit, based on credit. Maybe that's why you're not seeing a lot of me around there, but no. To answer your question, no.
So you want to tell me that for all these years that you've been in the industry, it has not been asked, it has not been brought to you either directly or indirectly?
By no means that I'm not saying so. I've had suggestions, I've had innuendos, I've had there's a lot of disrespect, but I think it gets encouraged if you allow it. It gets encouraged if you have a desperate need to be in a particular production. I would call it desperation because there are people who make promises which they don't even live up to, and there are people who start up on that path, and once you start up on that path, you can't suddenly get up and say, oh, it's not what I do, because come on now, we know you do that. So that's the criteria, that's the standard you set for yourself. I've had people promise me major roles in this or covers in this and that, and unfortunately it's true. People would push as far as they can to get what they want, and it's up to you to decide what you will do or what you will not do. And so far I've been fortunate enough not to be victim or fall prey to such producers. So
we're done about talking about the producers and directors sleeping with actresses to give them roles. Now let's talk about when you do get the role and you get on set. There is this phrase that goes, what happens on set stays on set, where actors into sleep with each other on set, and apparently when it happens there, it stays there. Is that something that you've experienced?
I wouldn't even say it stays there. How do you know about such an occurrence? So it really doesn't stay there. It does happen. I've heard it happens. There's actually this, should I call it a stereotype, or maybe it's a belief, maybe it's true, that actors, entertainers are very wayward and loose by craft. Like that's just what comes with the job, which is true, but of course doesn't pertain to everybody. To every rule there's an exception, but it probably happens quite a lot, so everybody gets the fall for it.
So you're telling me that you've not slept with any actor on set?
No, it's a job. Once you're on a job, you stay focused on the project. Right.
Rumor has it that you're actually dating an actor. So are you trying to tell me you did not meet on set?
We're not dating on set. Actually, I met this actor before we met on set, so one thing is not like the other. We happen to share common interests, quite a lot of interests actually, but it has nothing to do with our production. One thing is totally separate. We keep work apart from private life.
Okay. Well, I'm asking all these questions because I'm trying to understand if a movie set is a safe place. Because is it okay for a woman to go out on set and the man feels safe that the wife is on set just acting and there's nothing more going on, or vice versa? Would you think that a movie set is a safe place?
Would you think that working in a fire as a fireman is a safe thing? There are hazards which come with a job, but your relationship is not based on the location. Your relationship is based on mutual trust. So if you have a husband or wife, a partner with whom your trust level is shaky, I wouldn't advise you to let them go wild. Or if you let them go wild and they do go wild, then maybe it's a good thing for you. The movie set has lots of temptations. Everybody comes to portray their best, and everybody acts, and everybody tries to give a good impression. There's plenty of, call it opportunity. There is breeding ground for opportunity. Lots of I wouldn't say lots of single people, or not necessarily single. You'd find a bevy of girls, all sexy women, and it's a constant battle. I'm sure men go through that. I'm sure women go through that, and it's something that couples need to agree on. And if you understand that you have a certain level of respect, that shouldn't faze you. That doesn't faze me. I can speak only for myself, though. I can't speak for anybody else.
Well, Myss Pee, thank you so much for your honesty. Now we're going to talk about you. Yes.
Like we have. Okay.
Well, we've been talking about the industry. Now we're going to be more specific.
All right.
With you. So what got you into acting? Because I know in the past you used to teach French.
That is correct.
Yes, in Cameroon. And then you moved here and you got into the entertainment industry. You know, why the swap?
Well, actually, it's not a swap. I would correct you there. Before I moved here, I was indeed involved in acting. I've always loved literature. I've always been one who would read, one who would write, and being the last of a line of 7, everybody grew up and left the house, and I found myself talking to plants, talking to the dog. So I was doing role play already from a young age because I felt those things understood me, and I felt I could be whatever I chose to be. And I did a lot of reading. So acting and movies and literature has always been a love of mine. And actually, in Cameroon, I did act way back, maybe in 2001. Were you born then? Way back then I did acting. I know that they had Splash Networks. There was a new craze of Cameroonian movie industry that started, and I was a part of it. And I did lots of plays where I was in an acting troupe, would go from school to school and do performances. And then I got into teaching because I'd finished college and I was job hunting. I didn't want to hang around idle. So I thought I'd put to use what I learned. So I taught French. Am I going on too long?
So you said you put to use what you learned. So did you learn French or?
Bilingual series, English and French. That
okay.
was what I had a bachelor's degree in Yaoundé. So I came back and I actually taught in a school where I was, my alma mater, my high school, secondary school. And what some people didn't know, when I'd leave school, I would go to my rehearsal. So I was actually doing both things that I enjoyed. I'd teach and then I'd go acting after that.
And were you very strict?
I would not know. That would be for right.
No, actually, you were strict. That's a fact. Because I happened to be one of your students.
Interestingly so.
Yeah, but I was actually usually very quiet.
Yeah, you used to be quiet.
I still am.
A long time ago.
I am.
But yes, people probably, I would say I am strict. My nieces and nephews think I'm strict, but they have a way to play with me. So you're firm, but you're kind. There's supposed to be some kind of balance because children know how to manipulate and children know how to take advantage. And I'm not one to be taken advantage of.
Who inspires you? Who in the movie industry inspires you?
I'll have to give that some thought. Who in the movie industry inspires me? Way back then, ages ago, Julie Andrews, The Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, she inspired me. I just loved how easily she performed and would switch from being firm with the captain and then play with the children. I liked that. I used to watch old classics, and all those ladies were what I looked up to. That's what we had. And Indian movies also, singing and dancing around trees. I can't even tell any specific character though, but I caught little glimpses of this and that. I can't pinpoint, but I do know Julie Andrews for a fact.
Okay.
And based on African movies, I would say Patience Ozoko. I loved how she performed. She was a very good bad actress. She knew how to be mean, and she brought out her little grimaces were very, very phenomenal.
All right. And my last question for you is, what do you think about the roles that women are being made to portray in our movies, in our African movies?
In African movies, well, lately it's pretty diverse. They're trying more to get the strong woman, not always the needy woman or the weak woman. They're doing more roles with women to empower women, and I like that aspect. And I know most of the time you would find a sugar daddy and a girl who depends on the man to provide her every need, but that also relates to the society. So women do, I would call it women roles, although I really would hate to use that expression as a women role, but that's what they do.
It's interesting that you hate to use that word, because the person that had me ask you that question, her name is Linda. She's actually one of my classmates, one of the people you taught. She's happened to be a feminist.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's all about women's rights. So that's why she had that question for you, and she wanted me to ask you that.
Oh, well, good.
Hopefully you've answered it the way she wants.
Hopefully so.
But I'm sure other people too probably benefit from that answer as well. All right. Well, do you have any last words for our viewers?
Specifically, I believe in the movie industry, we need to be more supportive of each other. That's something which I find lacking. I think each person wants to grow, which is a good thing, nothing against that, but not at the expense of sabotaging somebody else's career or dragging somebody down. If I go up, it doesn't stop the next person from going up. There's plenty of space for everybody, but that's something that's lost on our industry. That's why we find multiple little groups here and there, where I think if we were together, we'd do a lot better. But we have little factions and divided, we can never be strong or withstand. So, unity and encouragement and support, that's my word.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll have you again on the show very soon.
Hopefully, I'll have to recover from this show. But thank you.
Yeah, you'll definitely recover. Don't worry. It takes just 1 minute. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. As usual, leave your comments. Follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page. And until next time, this is Crystal saying bye-bye. And by the way, we're going to be bringing you more juicy interviews, so you don't want to miss it.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.